Hey everyone, this is Jin. We are back for another video. Recently asked you to ask me questions. I got like a ton of questions. Interesting one, very interesting one. Really makes me happy because I'd like to discuss a lot of them today. We are going to start right away, but just so you know, that's probably going to be like a two-part video. We got like almost 50 questions. Some of them I will sum them up. But yeah, we got a lot of questions. You guys were very active, and I appreciate that. So yeah, first question is from our boy Craydon47, long time subscriber, one of the first. And he's asking like, I've got one, what's the plan for the 1k sub? Well, that's an ask me anything answer video. We are now like the biggest Puff club enthusiast on YouTube, reaching 1000 subscribers. 1000k is like next step, right? I really enjoy the fact that you guys are coming back to my content, asking questions, giving me ideas, etc. I really love interacting with you guys. So thanks a lot. Goes straight to my heart. 1k is huge. I've started this channel 1 year ago because I was like, yeah, Puff Metagame, we need to do something. And to be honest, I think we've done something, and I'm very happy with that. So yeah, thanks Craydon for being here. Appreciate, you know that. So next question. Our boy Gondola, at higher level, mix-up become more common. What a good, more advanced question to ask to quickly identify your opponent's habit. That's a very good question, I think. And whenever you are playing in tournaments, and it's basically best of 3, best of 5, and like the first few interaction, if you don't know your opponent, will be very important, because out of this interaction you will basically kind of guess their game and the way they play. Like I really like early in a set, like to make tech chases happen, see what they do in tech chases, because like that's, in my opinion, the thing I do right. I do the best, like tech chasing. And if I think I'm pretty good at tech chasing, is that from the first tech chase in a set, I'm trying to take information and take them like, alright, first tech chase, he did that or he did this in this kind of situation, and from that you can basically guess what the next will be. So pay attention to what your opponent is doing very early in the game, and try to analyze during playing. And that's kind of difficult, not gonna lie, but it's gonna be even more difficult if you don't do that and you're just like randomly choosing an option every time. Provoke situations, see what they do in those situations, and you'll be alright. Good luck. Soft Bleach asked, nice job, this is one of the better Puff montage I've seen, keep it up. And that's not a question, and you know why? Because that's not a question on the Ask Me Anything video. That's actually a commentary on Prima Puff, the best Puff montage you will ever see. I will link it here. Give it a watch. It has not worked as much as it needed to be. It's like 1 minute. 1 minute of pure, enjoyable, crispy Puff content, so I'm sure you guys will appreciate that. But stick to this video first, alright? Alright, I'm not doing any other gyms like that. That was on purpose. Sab asked me, what do you think you do better than any other Puff? In other words, what could other Puffs stand to gain the most learning from you? I think my two things that I'm quite good with Jigglypuff compared to like the majority of players is that I have a good spacing. Good spacing, I think, is like the main quality you must have as a Puff player, because with our air speed and air acceleration, we are basically one of the most controllable, manageable character in the air. Like the precision you can have with Puff in the air is like insane. and you have to control that. It's not easy. It's like, it's easy to learn, but it's like very hard to master, right? And I think my spacing is pretty good, and that's something like Puff in general could take some inspiration from. Like, you know, from my very first guide, I was comparing Puff to a wasp, and I think it's still true. I stand with that comparison. I think that you must be always at the limit of the attack area of your opponent, which means you have to know the game very, very well. Like, okay, can he attack me? Can my opponent attack me right now where I'm positioned? Will he be able to attack me like in the next 0.5 seconds? That's the question I'm asking myself sometimes when I'm working on spacing. And yeah. The other thing I think I do well in comparison to other Puff is that I am willing to trade when trading is important and when trading is actually worth. I see a lot of Puff that will blow up a lead or just go behind and lose the lead and get one stock deficit because they are not choosing the trades right. Especially when you are doing that kind of pound on shield trade. There are times where pounding a shield is very, very useful, and there are times where it's not. And you have to kind of, through experience, know and anticipate it and see when those situations you must trade. And that's not easy, but that will come mostly from experience. And yeah, because a good trade can win you games and a bad trade can lose you some. So yeah, it's not easy, but in general, if you're attacking a shield, do it when you're not susceptible to be killed for that, right? That's my guess. That's my guess. Bobby Cool asked us, do you think Puff should be buffed? Interesting question, and to be honest, that's a question you guys have been asking a lot. So currently we are playing in 7.0. 7.0 latest changes was the general shield size buff, which is different than the shield health. So basically shields are bigger, but they have the same amount of HP. I didn't know if you know, but shield actually have HPs, health points in Ultimate. And I think that was kind of a buff for Jigglypuff, because sometimes you were hitting a pound like on a low shield opponent and that would poke, and now that shield breaks more often, alright? So I think she got buffed in 7.0. Few other Puffs like agree with that statement, so I don't think that's like that controversial or whatever. That's a small buff though, but still important. 6.0 was the time she got like a lot of buff. Pound, safer on shield, down air auto cancel. God bless the new down air. Down air was already very, very great, but now down air is like crazy good. Yeah. Now, in the current state of the character, I think she needs three things, and we are going to discuss them along the video. I think first, I think rest is underpowered as for now. This move sometimes doesn't kill at 65%. It's a kill move that is like less powerful than Luigi's super punch or whatever is up B on the ground. And I think that's wrong. I think, yeah, it should kill. It should kill at 60%. All the casts should be killed by a rest. That's my guess on it. Obviously I'm a Jigglypuff player, so obviously I want rest to be buffed, but that's overall something that is pretty common in the community, I would say, and I think, yeah, rest is underpowered as for now, but it's still a great move. It's still a very, very great move, and there are a lot of ways to leading to rest, and I think that's great. Second buff I would give Puff is a better anti-air and a killing move that is anti-air. I know that up tilt is very good, and I'm a huge up tilt user, especially as a killing move since Smash 4, but Jigglypuff kinda doesn't benefit from like the up smash out of shield mechanic, except against Jigglypuff. And that's very sad. That's very sad. Up smash could be very, very better. And that'd be great because sometimes the out of shield of Jigglypuff has no kill move, which means you will always nair out of shield, down air, a fair, back air sometimes, but that's meh. And sometimes when you are just stuck in shield, you will not be able to kill your opponent. And not being able to kill your opponent that harass your shield is actually very boring because you have to find a kill all the way, and I don't know. Sometimes it's a bit hard. So I think that would be a good buff. Like make it. Don't necessarily make it more powerful, but make it faster. Like 2 or 3 frames faster would be very great. Actually, would definitely change the character and would add defensive option that would be very strong. Third buff, and that kinda join with what I said earlier. What I just said, sorry. I would give her a kill throw. I think up throw should kill. Up throw for now is like ridiculous because it has like one of the highest base knockback in the game, but it has like the scaling knockback is like non-existent. Doesn't kill at 200% most of the time, and that's stupid. I think up throw should kill around at least 180 on all the cast, meaning like, yeah, between 165, 180, most characters. I think that'd be great because Puff grab game, a grab game is weak. Yeah, let's not lie to ourselves about it. Getting a grab is hard. Hopefully, like there are a few setups where you get grabs because you get good money out of throws. And you have to dissociate throws and grabs. Getting a grab is hard. Getting a throw is actually interesting. Good money. You have good stuff out of throws, but at higher percent, sometimes Puff just has struggle killing, like a lot of weak hits and anything. And I think a kill throw would help. So yeah, that would be the 3 changes I will do to Puff. Rest. Up smash out of shields, up smash in general, and up throw. Alright. First, can you please show your controls for Puff? Yes, I think I answered you like with the video I've done about it, but let's do it again anyways. Attack, grab, jump, shield. No, jump, sorry, shield, jump, tilt. Alright. Why is that? I think Z is very easy with jump to do attack cancel, and I'm using attack cancel back here a lot now. So yeah, tilt mandatory. I think in Ultimate you don't really benefit from having smash attacks unless you are playing a character like Mario or whatever. And yeah, nothing much to discuss about that. There's a video about it. Just go check it out. I think it's great. Okay, that was a post from Reddit, the legendary noob, asking, I'm having really tough time with people doing like dash back, smash, etc. I think it goes back with spacing, and yes, let's not lie, dash back smash is actually a very good counter to Jigglypuff. And I'm sorry about that, but yes, our character have flaws. I actually play in a region where DashBacking is like kind of the meta, like the main player uses Roy and dashback F smash like all the way, and I'm always getting hit by them because yeah, it's really strong. It's really strong against Puff, like, but that's also something like in the I wouldn't say neutral game, but it's like you have to choose when you attack. You have to be careful about not being baited by that, and sometimes you just like want to take your time, slow down stuff, and you'll see that you'll be alright. Usually they catch me out of fair on pawns. Yeah, you have to be careful with attacking in the air, like Jigglypuff, especially when you transition from the ground to the air. A lot of Puff players, as the hitboxes are lingering, they will mistime their attacks. And what I mean by that, they will attack too early or too late. But there is like a sweet spot where you just attack the right time, especially with Pound, with the Pound buff. Like, it's actually pretty safe and shield if you time it right. So yes, be careful on that, work on your timing, don't always have the same timings because that's the way you lose games, and you'll be alright. But that's hard, and good luck with that. No, asked French Puff, asked, how do you drill rest? I want to know your understanding of the move, and when do you think it's worth it or not? I think drill rest, while it being like a very nice way to convert to rest, is still a bit too random. Not random, but like you're not 100% certain that you will get the down air to rest. So I wouldn't advise to go for it every time. I wouldn't advise at all to go for it every time. I usually go for it when I have a stock lead and I am high percent. And it's like high risk has high reward. And that's a topic like top players always have in mind and always discuss about. If my opponent is around 50% second stock and I'm like 3 stocks high percent, I will go for it. I will go for it because if I get it, the game is pretty much over because I will have 3 stars. They will trade probably with my rest once they go back on stage, but whatever. But when it's like a very tense gamble situation, I wouldn't go. I wouldn't go for that. I will go like for something more safe because you don't want to gamble your game victory or not. You know what I mean? So yeah. As for how do I do it, my main way of doing it is having like a short up retreating momentum and dragging down my opponent, and I think that's the best way to do it. Short up, fast roll, drill rest works as well, and sometimes out of when you're dropping from platforms, especially the Battlefield and Smashville ones, you just do drop down there, and if your opponent is like right behind you, it will work a fair amount of time. So, alright. Fred Wad, do you believe your perf is better than Hbox? If not in general, then what about in Ultimate? Follow-up question, would you be willing to call out follow-up question, would you be willing to call out Hbox for a perf battle? Well, first, I don't play melee, so obviously it's better than me in melee. This guy is a goat. And I know Hbox has been memed by the Puff community, but let me get that straight. Hbox has been improving like crazy with Jigglypuff in Ultimate. I don't know if you've seen, but he had crazy set recently versus Epic Gabriel, and he's really putting work. I don't think he understands fully Puff since since melee Puff really changed the way she's played. She has not the massive back air, she has not one hit KO rest anymore, and the gaming giant in general is different. But this guy is crazy good. This guy is good. Stop memeing Hbox. He's doing a lot for the character, so don't be rude to him. I think though there are a lot of stuff that he doesn't do well, he doesn't understand well, and that's alright. He has flaws as a player like everyone. Do I believe my Puff is better than his? Yes, I do, but that's simply because I've been playing this game more than him. For a longer time I've been a Brawl and a Smash 4 player while he was not really. So yeah, I think he will get better, especially if he focuses like to Ultimate like he's doing. Would I be willing to call him out? No, no need. I mean, playing Puff Ditto Wi-Fi would be unnecessary and wouldn't benefit anyone, I think. So next question. SP1, how was Puff benefited from her most recent buff in your opinions? What she needs more to be tournament viable? Well, first, I think she's tournament viable. She's not a solo main character, and I mean that's the case for a lot of characters in Ultimate anyways. Like even the best player in the world, they won't be playing only one character. Exception is Gluttony. While Puff benefit from definitely like the 6.0 patch with the down air, the safer pound of shield, etc. But the main thing that happened in this patch is that people really got introduced to Jigglypuff as a viable character and whatever, and they started being scary. And they started being scared by this character, and I think that's a big thing. That's a really big thing, because before they were like a bit careless, etc. They were not respecting this character, but now they are scared. They will shield more. Shielding is actually good for Jigglypuff, because like she has good stuff out of it. And yeah, down air is great. Down air is great. Pound is great. But pretty much, I mean, you know my hot take on that. Like, she was really good as well before 6.0, but 6.0 really helped her for sure. Kurotaku, how do you build good instinct for Puff, and would you have done anything different? That's a good question. I've discussed that recently in a video. I was talking like, you need to have good instinct with Puff, and you have, I think, to be a very good Puff player, you have to build an instinct of what will happen in the next 0.5 seconds in the game. And that's mostly experience that you will get, and active thinking during your games. Like, alright, I'm at this percent, I'm doing this kind of attack in this situation, what will happen, what I am willing to cover, what I'm willing to gamble not covering, that kind of stuff. And you will build a good understanding of the game and etc. So yeah, that's the main thing I'm doing. You can actually work that in training mode, especially for edgeguard situation. Like, you just like, alright, so I'm doing that in this situation, what happens, and kind of see what attack you can do, and that kind of stuff. When you are watching your VOD, and I would advise you to do so, especially if you want to get better and get better competitively in general, ask yourself, alright, if you are in an advantage situation and you somehow lose the lead because you're committed to something that didn't work, ask yourself, okay, why this didn't work, what could have done better, and try to reproduce the situation and see what works. And you'll get better, because you'll get like, okay, in this situation I should probably go for that instead. And yeah, I don't really have combos. I'm not a combo player, except from the Jin combo, pound, fair, dash attack, think about it, early percent, it's nice. But yeah, you should build your instinct. I think that's one of the most important things with Jigglypuff, especially at high level. Shiamp Cross asked, is Jigglypuff cute? Yeah, I think she's a very well designed character and Pokemon. When I think of Pokemon, I think of Pikachu and Jigglypuff, and eventually the Gen 1 starters. I think they really represent well the Pokemon franchise and the Gen 1, etc. So yeah, I'm down. Does asked, what's your Lucina Gameplan? When do you choose between jab block and dash attack for tech chases? Lucina is hard because she's a swordy. She's like one of the worst matchups Jigglypuff has. But I don't think at mid-level Lucinas are that hard to play against. Lucina is a floaty character, so she gets destroyed by late fair to rest. I think it really comes down to your understanding of the game. Smash Ultimate is not a game where it's always your turn to play. Sadly, it's like, alright, so my opponent is attacking, he has a disjoint attack. I should be defending, and sadly, once again, your turn to attack is not always like, okay, they attacked once, I defended, now it's my turn. Sadly, sometimes they have to attack twice, that they will be able to attack like 3 times, and you're like, alright, I'm still not in an advantageous situation, but I'm defending, and you have to wait for your opening. And the main reason I see Jigglypuff player being beaten by Lucina players is because they go Asti, and you don't want to go Asti like against Lucina. You don't want to force situations, you don't want to force your advantage or whatever. You just want to attack at the right time, space well. If you are able to dash back instead of shielding, it's better. Be careful about the shield breaker, and maximize your advantage. Once you hit the Lucina, she really needs to take a lot of damage. It's not about combos, but it's more about like good strings, I would say. And if you put her in an edge guard situation, just go trade with the up beam with an air. It's really deadly against them. And yes, and good luck because it's hard. But once you get, I think a Jigglypuff player that is good against Swordies is a Jigglypuff player that understands the character, that really understands the character and the way you should space, the way you should attack, etc. So ask Lucina players to play with you, and that really makes you better at the game, in my opinion. Second question was about like choosing between jab block and dash attack for tech chases. Well, dash attack in tech chases is usually covering whole away, while jab block only covers, well, dash attack covers taking place as well. Jab block covers no tech. The thing is, we've talked about it earlier. I was talking about like the tech chases and adaptation. In general, against a good player, they will not miss techs. So the jab block will not be an option most of the time, and a lot of them they will hold away thinking they'll be fine, and you can do the dash attack, and you can do eventually short up a pair to rest if they are the right percent that's deadly. But you have to understand that there are different kind of tech chases as well. Yeah, you have tech chases where it's like they will be difficult. The tumble distance will be very short. And in this one, you can eventually go for a jab block because short tumble are actually hard to take. I have an example of a clip I've done in the Gene review one. It was on Lilat. You can see it here. It was on Lilat, and I hit a soft nair on a platform that sent Lucina opponent to the top platform of Lilat in a very short distance. It was like oof, and in this situation I knew they wouldn't take because it's like almost impossible to take that, to be ready for that. So that's the kind of question I'm asking when a tech chase is coming to play. And yeah, if I feel that it's gonna be a very hard tech chase, go for the jab, and that's alright, because if you go for the jab and you're not getting rewarded for that, that's fine, because you're not committing to jab to sing. You can react to jab to sing. Actually, you can react to jab hitting and then you do the sing. But yeah, you have to recognize tech chases. Tech chases is a big part of the game, especially with Jigglypuff. So work on that, and yeah. My boy Zark is asking, do you think Marth need buff or Lucina need nerf, or both? To be honest, a good buff you could do to Marth is increasing the tipper range, but you maybe need to make it less powerful then, because it's actually very powerful, but it's actually hard to get. And that's why Lucina is a better character, because she has consistency. But that's something everyone will tell you. Like, everyone knows why Lucina is better than Marth. Marth, I think, is a very hard character to play. You need like perfect, very godlike spacing to play this character, and only a few have managed to do so. Leo, obviously, but that's like the best player in the world. So yeah, I wouldn't buff Marth, I wouldn't nerf Lucina. Maybe less power on the F smash. Less power on the F smash would be actually appreciated, because I think it's a bit broken. But no, I think the characters are fine. Demon Queen Etna asked us, how do you feel about the community perception of Puff? Well, I think Puff is still a misunderstood character in general in the Smash Ultimate community. They really see that character as campy bullshit, and that's definitely not what the character is. And every time I have to play against someone that think like, alright, you're gonna camp, whatever, and the games are like 2 minutes long, and they're like, alright, I didn't expect Perf to be played like that. And yes, I know you didn't expect, because everyone think of this character wrongly. Whenever I see a Perf on stream and commentators, they don't know anything about the character, and that kind of makes me sad, but we are working on it. We are definitely working on it, and we have to push for Perf representation. Hopefully, a lot of good perfs are doing a lot of work. Bass Mage, Canon Red, Scene, Lost in Time, etc. So thanks for that. Thanks for showing the real perf. And I think it will get better with time. But obviously we have like this history with Melee, etc. being like the campy character by design, and being very strong by design by camping. And yeah, I think that's really sad, but we have to live with it. We have, as Puff player, we have the responsibility to make this character known. So yeah. Also, I admire your mental strengths. I'm less than perfect. When I'm less than perfect or get outplayed for stock, I tend to feel defeated. Any tips? Yes. Smash Ultimate is a game where stocks can be very, very, very fast, and stocks can be taken with less than 3 neutral openings, especially with Jigglypuff. I think the many 0 to death combos that you see on this channel can actually convince you of that. I know it's hard to feel defeated when you are losing the stocks, and I used to be like that as well. But the game is not over. The game is never over until it's over. Anything can happen. SD can happen. You have to be extra careful. I would say extra careful on what you are willing to trade with when you are losing, because that's the time that's the stuff that will define whether or not you will come back or not. Trading at the right moments can be the start of a comeback. So, but stay calm, don't panic, you'll be alright. And that's, even if you're panicking or whatever, that's alright, that's a game, whatever. But just think about your choices you're making, like, alright, is it good? Will it get me? Alright, so something you may want to ask yourself is the next action I'm going to do will help me to make a comeback, or will put me closer to losing this game? And when you think about that, maybe you will be less aggressive, you will not go for the same trades, etc. That's hard, but I tend never to feel defeated because yeah, Smash Ultimate is definitely a game where you can come back from anywhere. So go for it and good luck. That's a bit hard, I know, but anyways. I'm gonna stop the video on that. Next question will be current meta of Smash Bros. Ultimate. There are approx like 20 questions left. Thanks for watching this first part of the video. And yeah, once again, thanks a lot for the 1K subscribers. I think that's wonderful. Like we are the biggest Puff enthusiast club on YouTube, and that's wild. I'm really enjoying that. So yeah, let me know if you have extra questions. I will try maybe to plug them in part 2 of the video. And I'll see you next time. Ciao.